Hi guys. Right. I hope this has been worth waiting for. We've had to move the stream so many times. Evening all. I'm here. I've done a full 180. I'm back in square one, mate. I'm back at my mum's for a little bit. One thing after another, technical difficulties as we've had throughout the week. But we're here. This is the Wildcard stream for Game Week 10. And I hope you guys have all got your wildcards ready. And let me know in the chat, yes or no, if you're playing your wild card this Game Week 10. Guys, introduce yourselves. Dino, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. Yeah, I've just finished my popcorn after the last stream. That was a really good stream. Fair play to Rob, by the way, for coming on. And yeah, that was really good. Really entertaining. Loved it.
Respect. Yeah, respect for everybody. And yeah, you know something.
How are we going to match that as?
Well, we're going to take it one step further. We got Crypto. Crypto, introduce yourself.
Fine.
Hi guys. Yeah, I could hear Dino eating his popcorn or his nuts.
Sorry.
That was sound funny. No, that was a really good stream. Respect to Rob for coming on and putting his points across. Even if his comments about getting us relegated and keeping Cooper are truly delusional.
And thank you to all the guys who've jumped over. Good to see you, mate. We'll be having a chat in a little bit. Good to see you in the chat. And everybody who's, like I say, if you are wildcarding or you're thinking about it, well, you got until the deadline is 6:30 tomorrow because there's a Friday night game, Spurs playing. So if you're still thinking about it, I'd get it done soon because the price changes are what's triggered me to do it as quickly as I could. I'll show you my team in a little bit, but the first thing, I think we should have a look back on Game Week 9 because there was a lot of high scores, wasn't there, Dino? I hit my first. I think it's the first time I've hit triple figures this season.
You got 100, didn't you?
You weren't far off, were you? You got 98 points.
I got 94 on a drop to place. How ridiculous is that? That was good.
Right, let me. Crypto, let us know how you did, mate, yesterday.
Last
week, should I say?
I'm sure if someone went back and watched all these videos, they'd find a stream where you say that if you play your wild card, it reverts.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. And I was called out on the stream because I'd said it the wrong way around. I did say that and admitted that I'd said it the wrong way around. And you should have read the comments, mate. But I've certainly clarified it since. So you're not blaming me on this one.
Because now I'm stuck with, I've lost Haaland. It's all gone downhill.
Right, let's bring this up. Let me know if it's on. Let's go to the Freeman. Guys, let me just find the right screen for us.
While Les is trying to find that, so right. What happened last week was I read a comment which was on one of these videos that said, "Fantasy Premier League is easy. All you have to do is choose the players who are playing against the lower table teams."
Okay.
When we go through my team,
mine up. I think we need to bring yours up. There you go.
Is mine up? Yeah.
Yours is up now. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I can't see it. You're on the table for me. You're on the top 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How far down are you, mate?
Me.
I'll get to you in a bit. We'll get to you in a bit, but let's have a look at some of these scores and these green arrows. I mean, top of the tree at the moment is Tricky Trees, Luke Hamilton, with 112 points in Game Week 9. Let's have a look at what he did with his team. I think he used a bench. He used a wild card. Yes. So he played his wild card in the last game week. Brought Allison in goal. I think the key change was, and I think, Dino, you did the same, was captain in Salah, which I didn't do.
Yes.
We'll get onto that. But points from both strikers, Watkins and Julian Alvarez. There was a lot, and those who stuck with Mbuemo, which I kind of advised you to do. I've got receipts, Dino. I wish I had them.
Yeah, I've got the receipts. I've got I've got him.
And you stuck with him. We stuck with him for one more game week, and then he finally delivered. And Trippier. So I'll get to my wild card for this week because I did trigger it literally as soon as the game week, first set of games finished last weekend, just to lock in the price changes. I knew which two players I really wanted to go for, and to lock in the price changes, I hit the wild card button straight away. But let's have a look at how Emma did. She's moved up one place.
Flying. Yeah. Emma, are you in?
points. And this is the no Haaland team, isn't it? You know, I should have said sorry. The first team was a no Haaland team as well. And as we go through these top teams, I'll explain what my thinking is, because I was in two minds whether to drop Haaland or not. But the ones who have dropped Haaland have gone with Alvarez and Watkins as appearing. Are you the same, Dino?
Yeah, exactly the same.
Exactly the same, yeah.
Yeah, 20 points between them this week.
Yeah. Bowen's in there. Bowen's, I think he's a really good target, especially with, I'll show you a quick look at West Ham's fixtures coming up. And they look good. Everton at home next. Yeah. If he's starting to play through the middle, which I think he will be, I think Kudus will be playing on the right personally. He's really a good bet to bring in. If you have a look at their fixtures as well. Have you got any West Ham players in crypto in your team?
No. So last week I swapped it out to Liverpool, Newcastle, and I think it was Man United.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, because I meant to captain Salah and I somehow ended up captaining Darwin Núñez.
Worrell. Mark, it's a free hit, mate. It's a free hit.
Worrell's the only person I've kept in my team since day one.
Wow. Right, so Dino, I say you didn't have a bad week. You did take a few hits, 8-point hit, but that's fine as long as you get the points back.
Yeah, that's what I said last week to people. It's like,
well, talk us through your thinking on the transfers that you made last week.
I wanted to get. I mean, I was way off in terms of I wasn't happy with the midfield, wasn't happy with the defense, and obviously I had Haaland that was a bit hit and miss. So I made. I think I made 2 transfers rather than the one, and then I made 3, and then I made another 2 this week, trying to get to where I want to be. So this week I've got Maddison in, who's always a good one. Diaby's the one that's kind of, when you watch them play, him and Watkins, they're like joined at the hip, aren't they? They're literally just, it's almost like they're playing on their own and they're passing to each other. And but he scores some up and down points, Diaby does. So I don't know whether to bring in somebody like...
He certainly passes the eye test most weeks, but
he does.
His points return hasn't been great, and let's have a quick look at it. His history for this season. So
but he looks great in a match.
Yeah, only one double figure return, which was in game week 3 against Burnley, and then you can have a look. Apart from the 8 points, so 7 points at the opening day, and then the 8 points in game week 7. He's really struggled to deliver, but he looks good when he's playing, and it looks like there's so much potential. This week, they've got, they're home to Luton, aren't they? Yeah. So home to Luton this week, which arguably should be, unless you're not in Forest, should be one of the easiest fixtures. And the way I look at it is the chances that we got against Luton at home, you can see Watkins having a field day. So we'll talk about later on in the show about who would be the best captain for game week 10, but he's certainly on my radar. I had a decent week. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I got myself back in the running with it, with a triple 100 points. Sorry, I made 1 transfer. So my transfer, and it was going to be a 1 week gamble, was to take Matoma out, and I bought Gordon in. It paid off. Matoma didn't return any points. Gordon got me 8 points. But my reasoning for wildcarding this week is that bench. My bench is really poor. It needed some work, and I've got FOMO. There's 2 key players that I haven't got in there, as you can see, and that is Trippier and Watkins. And for me, I had to get those 2 players in on the wild card. My midfield is strong. A lot of FPLers were wild carding this week to get Salah in. I've had Salah in from game week 7. So I was ahead of a trend on those 2, and with Son and Maddison as well, who finally got me some returns. And then Buemo as well.
So captain this week, Az.
Say
what
again.
Do you think about captain this week? Because
we'll definitely get to that, because it will tie in with my wildcard team. Because
right, okay,
I've made some changes.
And there's a bit of a mix there, isn't there? Because Salah plays against Forest. I never like captaining the other side.
Yeah, I don't. I have done a couple of times, but it hasn't paid off. I think I captained Rashford against us, and it didn't pay off. So I got what I deserve here. Just shout out to a few more who've had green arrows, as you can see. That's Monk's young lad, Donnell Cousins, and he's had a green arrow, nice green arrow there. But you saw the average
main one, mate.
Who's the main one? Where's the main
number
one?
3?
What, number 3?
Third.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Let's have a look at you, Alanga.
Number 3.
Sorry, let me just troll in for a second. I'll be back. Will you be? Right. So, yeah, great team. Look, are you? Let me know, mate. You're in the chat. Let me know if you are wildcarding this week or if you've already wildcarded, and we'll talk through. Bench wise, you're struggling like me, and that's
he'll be back. He will be back.
He will be back. It's a game on, mate. I'm telling you.
So, Crypto, where are you, mate?
I'm third.
Right.
There you go, third.
I'm third.
Yeah. So let's say you're the rookie. So for those rookies that are in the chat, that's their first season.
That's
Crypto
not
didn't know his arse from his elbow first week.
Yeah. He still doesn't. That's not him.
It's not really.
Should we try and find him?
I'm way far.
Oh my god, I have to go to the next page, Crypto.
Yeah, I'm probably like 126 or something.
Oh, you really? Do you have to go to a third page? You're not on this one.
Let me have a look where I am. Oh my god,
see if it's...
I'm 169th.
Oh my word, I'm going on to a fourth page.
Let's have a look at his team then. Let's critique.
Right, let's get to. I was going to laugh at Crypto later, but let's laugh at Crypto now.
So the background on this is that someone basically trolled me in the comments and told me that I should play a wild card and switch out my team to those playing the teams further down the league. It hasn't worked.
Wow. So that was a wild card team. So you're stuck with this. So it's a free hit that only lasts for a week. The wild card sticks until your next wild card, basically, or until you make.
Is this your wild card?
That's his wild card.
Yeah, this is last week.
Okay.
Oh, Mount, Haaland. Oof.
Right. Can we give you some advice, Crypto? Anybody else?
Because I have made some changes, so it'd be interesting to know if.
Okay, yeah. Give your advice and see if it matches up with Crypto's.
We've got a couple more teams that asked for advice last week, so we've got those as well.
Yeah.
Murillo, with all the best will in the world, is he can do a great pass, but the likelihood of him doing a pass that gets an assist is minimal. Also, Forest keeping a clean sheet is minimal, so he's not going to score many.
Yeah.
So although you might love him, and this is the difference, chat. I mean, it's like sometimes you love a player that's like, as I said, is good on the eye, but actually doesn't score a lot. Rice falls into that category, doesn't he? As I would say,
yeah,
brilliant
player.
He
scored a cracker last week.
But doesn't over a few games doesn't score many. Mount's another one of those. Crypto Mount's another one of those.
Though, if Cooper hadn't made those substitutions last week, Murillo would have scored a few decent points.
I love you, Crypto. I really do. Haaland's another one in a struggling Man United side that seem to be scrapping results. Probably
but
be good.
Let's have a look at Man U's fixtures coming. Apart from obviously this weekend, they've got the Manchester derby. The fixtures aren't too bad. So
the problem is though, every player I change now, I lose 4 points, don't I? Apart from the first one,
you get one. Yeah, you get 1 free. So
how much you got in the bank?
I have got.
You got.
I don't know where it is. Like 0.1, 0.2.
It'll be on your transfers page.
The change I've made is I've swapped out Mount for Doku.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a decent call because he gets assists.
Yeah.
But like Virgil again, although he's got 7 points there, he doesn't score that many.
But he's home against Forest this weekend, so I wouldn't be changing him right now.
You got to pick your games, and I think what Ez is showing you is the next run of like 5 or 6 games. I think you've got to pick players that have got easier. I try and pick players that are playing at home. I know that sounds daft.
Yeah.
But certainly goalkeepers, if one's at home, one's away, I'll play the home one. So you've got more chance of keeping a clean sheet statistically.
Well, while you brought that up, Dino, let me actually show that because we have got just a quick ad break to let you guys know. And also it's a way to support the channel. we've got a sponsorship deal with Fantasy Football Hub, and I've got to tell you guys, honestly, it's so addictive. There's so much on there for you to delve into and to have a look at. The link is in the description, but I'm gonna show you basically the fixture tracker for the next 5 or 6 game weeks, and show you how they've rated the teams. So let me just make sure I've got the correct page.
The best advert for it is Crypto doesn't use it.
I don't either. Yeah, so that's why I'm doing so bad.
Your Wilson thing as well. He often switches with Isaac, although Isaac's, I believe, is injured now.
Yeah,
but they generally will switch the two of them, so they're not getting the game time. So you're going to get some zeros in there.
Yeah, it's annoying because when I had my first few weeks, I had Watkins in there, had Isaac, and they didn't score that many points. But now we're a few games into the season, all the players I've transferred out are doing really well.
So, guys, can you see that clearly? So this is a game week fixtures tracker on Fantasy Football Hub. So it's the next 6 game weeks 10 to 15. Bearing in mind, we have another bloody international break after game week 12, which is so frustrating. But so this is the next 6 game weeks, and they've got Arsenal as basically ranked as having the easiest fixtures over this period. Liverpool are in there, Palace as well. Man United are quite far down, but if you have a look at the Fulham, Luton, Everton fixtures in between the Man City, Newcastle and Chelsea, it might be worth holding on to them for those 3 games and then switching them out. So if we go back to your team, Crypto.
Yeah.
My advice.
Did you guys see about the Tonali news?
Yeah, 10 months, isn't it?
10 months.
Yeah, so we'll get onto that. That's why I wouldn't be looking to switch out Almiron. So my advice for this game week, I'd probably go with you on changing Mount for Doku. Yeah. Other than that, who have you got on the bench? So you got Ben White. Who have they got? So I would definitely put White in for Murillo.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And I wouldn't do any more transfers, mate. Wilson, so I watched the game last night with against Dortmund. And Isak got injured quite early on, which nails on Wilson. And when Wilson plays, generally he scores. Yeah, they've got a fixture at home to Wolves this weekend. I wouldn't be looking to move any of them out. So the only change I would make, I would go with you on Mount for Doku as a transfer, and then I would switch out Murillo for Ben White for this game week. I wouldn't make any more transfers.
White
so now
gets
you
forward
can tell me, mate.
Headers. He does get forward a lot. He's one of these Udogi type wing fullbacks who gets forward. Yeah, they're the ones you're looking for, chat. Because if a defender scores a goal or assist, to get a lot more points.
Sorry, who are we referring to? Ben White.
Yeah, Ben White. Yeah.
I mean, especially with their fixture this weekend. Like I said, the easiest fixtures in the league are Sheffield United at home and Luton at home and Burnley at home. They should be anyway.
Not for us,
unless you're Nottingham Forest. So now, Crypto, tell me what changes you have actually made in terms of transfers this weekend, apart from the Doku one you've already mentioned. Any more?
So there was one. I think there was one more. Was it Trippier? Let me have a look. No, it wasn't Trippier. I think it may have just been that one.
Okay, well, I would stop there.
It was just that one. Yes, it was just that one. I've got two different.
Who's your backup goalkeeper? So who? Let's see who.
Steele as a backup goalkeeper. So on the bench now, after making that change, I've got Steele, Mount, Bolly, and Murillo. You see, I'm a true Forest fan through and through. Got to get your Forest players in there.
I thought you switched.
Forest hat off. I've not got one Forest player other than Turner.
I thought you switched Mount for Doku. I thought you switched Mount out.
I did. So who have I? Wait, hang on a second.
So you sold Edison, have you?
No, because last week I had.
You got Vicario and Edison from last week.
Yeah, that's what.
Mate, if you're throwing money away by just making stupid transfers for the sake of making transfers when you're not even going to play them, this is what I'm going on. That's what I'm having.
What I was trying to do is I was trying to recuperate some money to try and get Haaland back in, but it just wasn't happening.
There's so many people going no Haaland now.
Yeah,
and that's why I'll go on to. Okay, let's go on to it now. I'll show you my game week 10 wildcard so far. I'm not finished with it, but this is my wildcard so far.
In there.
Right. So, like I said, I had FOMO. I needed to get Trippier in and I needed to get Watkins in. They were the first 2 transfers I made. I think I took...
Sorry to interrupt you. Are you meant to be sharing your screen? Because it's still on.
Yeah. Let me switch back to this one. Sorry. Share this tab instead. Yeah, am I on?
Yeah.
Is it on, yeah? Right. So this is my game week 10 wildcard so far. Okay. So I've gone for the template really on the goalkeepers. You might as well go for the cheapest because there's really very little value in your goalkeepers. So save some money. Turner and Areola. To be honest, most game weeks I'm going to be playing Areola. Turner's not going to get much of a look in. I'll just show you his fixtures.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Lacademos gets to start against Liverpool as well.
Yeah, I mean, look at his fixtures.
What's Turner done wrong, man? Anyway.
No, he's not done anything wrong, but as we said, Vlachodimos was brought in as the number 1. He was always the number 1.
Who said?
He's not going to... but yeah, have a look at West Ham's fixtures. There's no really too much reason for me to rotate my goalkeeper. So even if Turner does get dropped, it's not going to bother me at all. So defenders-wise, I bought Gabriel in as well. I think Arsenal's fixtures, and I think he's fixture-proof for a good few weeks. I don't think I have to worry about him too much, to be honest. Obviously, we've got the Newcastle game and the Liverpool game, game weeks 11 and 18. But other than that, I don't think I have to worry about him too much. So I put him in. Trippier, I just couldn't miss out on him, mate. I've missed out on so many points. Dino, you've had him for a good few weeks now.
I've had him for a little while now, yeah.
Yeah, I've missed out on so many points from him. Yeah. And Konsa, I've had from day one. Konsa's been solid. I've had him from day one. I was tempted to move him out for cash, but you know what? He's a solid pick. I'm going to leave him in. I'm not going to... I left myself a little bit tight in terms of what I've left in the bank. But as you can see, I have stuck with Haaland.
Yeah.
Because I want the differential over you guys, and I want to see you guys all crying when he starts hitting his hat tricks and he's back on form. And you guys end up having FOMO because he is the best striker in this league, and he will prove. If I was going to take him out, I'd be tempted to take him out for this run of fixtures here, the next 5 or 6 game weeks, and then bring him back in. He has got a blank in game week 18.
Yes, how many goals?
He's the best striker in the league, mate. Big T.
Yeah. As how many goals did Haaland score last week?
He scored 1 last week.
How many did Chris Wood score?
Oh, God. Right. Right. Do you want to have a debate with me as well, mate?
I feel another 4 points being lost where he's bringing Wood in.
I kind of alluded to it already, guys, as well. So I had to get Watkins in. Also, I've gone captain on Watkins this weekend. I said
Mark said that. Yeah.
If Chris Wood can score 2 and should have scored 5 against them, he's gonna have a field day.
Mate, don't say that. Simon will start crying again.
Imagine if you'd have had Wood in for that 1 week.
And guys, and this might be just a 1 week punt, but Douglas Luiz, his home record is absolutely ridiculous this season.
Is that not a little bit knee jerk?
No, it's not knee-jerk. It's looking at the form. Look at his form in the home games. 15 points last week. Home against Brighton, 8 points. At home against Crystal Palace, they've won 11 home games.
As well, isn't he?
They've won 11 home games in a row in the league, and they're up against Luton. I think it's a banker, mate. Look, 7 points against. So he's on penalties. It's a home fit. It might just be a 1 week punt, but it leaves me a little bit in the bank because there's I stuck with my 3. I'm tempted to maybe move Maddison out for Saka or Odegaard this weekend because they've got Sheffield United at home. They've got Sheffield United at home, mate. Easiest fixture in the league. Again, 1 week punt.
Saka will fall over the line as he goes over and get injured.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm less tempted by Saka, more tempted by Odegaard and Martinelli. But yeah, that's where it stands at the moment. And my bench, I've got Tsimikas. I don't think I'll be playing Tsimikas ahead of these 3, to be honest. So he's going to be on the bench this weekend. And Evans as well on my bench. This guy, I'm not going to play a third striker at the moment unless I drop Haaland. No, I did do a non-Haaland draft. And it looked good, mate. That's what I've got to say. It gives you so many more options when you do drop him. Because I had I had obviously Trippier in, I had Cash in, and I had Trent in as free, and I still had a really solid team around that. So, yeah, I was tempted. I got to be honest, I was tempted to go with no Haaland, but because of all you guys ahead of me in the league are no Haaland, I wanted to keep the differential. So that's the reason.
Can we give Mark a bit of advice on this?
Yeah.
Isn't that better for a 2-game week?
It is. It is good for a double game week, but you know what? I say home against Luton and away, you know, where as easy as they are.
Home against Luton, please.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You know what? I wouldn't argue.
Other than Forest, to be fair to him.
I'll be honest, Mark. I wouldn't deter you from doing that. You know, that's not a bad shout. If you're gonna do it, probably as good a time as doing it rather than if you don't do it on a double game week. And a double game week, it depends on what the fixtures are really, you know, whether you're going to get double returns and triple returns. So I think he'll score a good few goals. They've scored 4 goals in every home game, haven't they, this season as well? So
can I just quickly show you mine? Of
course you can.
Probably gone a bit more standard.
Let's have a look.
The only problem I've got now is the goalkeepers. I think I've got enough for Man City goalkeeper now, Edison, and then one other. Although I'm tempted with Vicario, to be honest. But yeah, I've gone Cash just for the chat. He gets forward a lot. So does White gets forward a lot. So does Trippier, and he's a set piece taker. So that's how I measure my defense chat. I do it around more goal scoring than defensive, if that makes sense. Then up and down Mitoma, Son, Diaby up and down, Salah, Maddison. Steady.
Yeah, if you just quickly show us Brighton's fixtures, Mitoma's a really good shout. There's a couple of Brighton players I've been looking at because Pascal Gross, just click on his information. Pascal Gross is one who got injured last week, isn't it? And if he's out, is it? I forget about Adingra. Adingra is a good shout, and he's only 4.8 million or something like that. So they've got some really good fixtures coming up. I'd be tempted to jump on some of Brighton players, to be honest. Especially you're solid till about game week 17 with their players. Yeah. You don't have to, and you know you're not losing points by constantly moving them in and out. So Mitoma is a really good shout. He's probably the best option, isn't he?
Yeah, but they'll get tonked at Forest, so you can't colour that green. We beat them last year at home.
There's that question in the chat.
Yes, go on.
You can't use 2 perks, can you? In the same
no,
way?
you can't. Yeah, you can't use 2 chips and you can't. So you can't use a chip along with a game wildcard as well. So you can only use 1 chip per week.
Can we answer this one as well, Des? Can you answer that one?
Yeah.
When can you do you lose any at Christmas or?
Right, so there's a double. So like I mentioned with Man City, if you just click on Alvarez's information, Dino. On his eye, and then I'll show you. So they've got a blank game week in game week 18, but then they've got a double game week. So Brentford and Man City have got a blank game week 18, but then they've both got double game weeks in game week 20.
Right.
So that's for double game week coming up.
Right. That's right at the end of the year, guys.
Yeah,
that's
literally, and that's for last game week. So anybody who's not used their wild card yet, they're looking to use their wild card in game week 19. So they'll basically transfer out any Brentford and Man City players in game week 18 and then bring them all back in game week 19 in time for the double game week. Now, I could have technically done that. 2 reasons have stopped me. Like I said, FOMO of missing out on Watkins with these fixtures coming up because there's no other way, unless I decided to take a couple of hits and I just wasn't prepared to do that. And missing out on Trippier as well, but also the price changes. The price changes in this season's FPL, I think, have been more detrimental than in any other season. And if I wait till game week 19 to use my wild card, some of these players I'll be priced out of them. You know, I won't be able to do them without having to drop someone like Haaland. So there's my thinking and why I've gone game week 10. But I felt my team was strong enough.
You know that double game week over New Year, guys and girls. Don't forget your free hit. If you still got your free hit there, what you could do is bring all the players in that are playing that double game week that might not be in your team. It's probably everybody's double game week, isn't it, over that time? But you might want to just change it for a week.
No, so it's just Man City and Brentford,
out of it and then come back out again.
Yeah, so it's just Man City and Brentford who have a double game week, so they'll be playing each other. and they'll play their other fixtures that
Right.
weekend. So it's just them two, like it was for when we had Burnley and who was it? Burnley and Sheffield United, wasn't it? The last double game week. So they're the only two teams who had a double game week. So guys, I mean, I hope there's been plenty of information there. The next chat I want to have though is, and I've kind of shown you my early thoughts on this, but game week 10 captain, Dino, what are you thinking? Who are you looking to give it to?
I can't do Salah. I'm sorry, I can't do it against Forest. I've gone Watkins, and then my vice captain, I've gone Son.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
I just can't do it. I can't do Salah.
I mean,
he's going to struggle against our defence. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Well, Salah's never really done that well. Sorry to just butt in for a second, but Salah's not really done well against Forest, to be honest. I've jinxed it now. But yeah, he's not got. He hasn't got many points against us, to be honest. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Cooper goes 3 at the back with Worrell starting. To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, DJ Tone's done the same.
But yeah, I've had to captain Salah really with my vice captain as Trippier.
Did you guys? Okay, so but did you guys watch that training video earlier from Forest?
Is that Worrell wasn't
I didn't see that.
Worrell wasn't in it, but who was in it?
I didn't see it, mate. I just
Carper.
Felipe.
Oh, he's just
so.
Is he cutting the orange?
If he's training, that's the first training video I've seen him in all season. I'd love to have Felipe back. I mean, it was a hard watch for me, really. It was Dominguez and Felipe on the same pitch. I was struggling, mate. But yeah, he looks like he might be in for. If we go back 3, Felipe, Bolly, and Niakate is what I'd go with.
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to play Niakate.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm forgetting Murillo, aren't I?
Well, while you're chatting, let me talk about Mark's question.
Go on.
I can't see the double game week. Right, so Mark, I just clicked into any player with the eye, and then I've gone to fixtures here. And then if you see here, there's no game here.
Yeah,
week 18.
Look at game week 20.
Game week 20 here. In fact, there's a better way of doing it, isn't there? So is it in fixtures?
Yeah, I don't think it shows a double game week. Yeah, I don't think it shows a double game week on that. You do have to click on the players that are involved or the teams that are involved.
Or doesn't it show it here?
I don't think it does. It might, but I'm not
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it doesn't. Why doesn't it show you there?
I don't know. So yeah, if you go back onto Alvarez.
Yeah.
So he's got no fixture in. Scroll down yet. It's not showing us 2, but it will be. I don't know why it's not showing it, because it will be game week 20. They've already said it'll be game week 20, so it'll be the game. So game week 18, we're supposed to. Yeah, game week 18, we were supposed to play Brentford. But that's been moved to game week 20. I'm sure that's official. I will check it out and send you. Post any links that I can do.
I think what I tend to do is look at Sky Sports, and then that kind of goes 2 weeks ahead, doesn't it? And then you can see whether there's any double game. Or just come here. We'll tell you when there's double game weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll
like 4 weeks out, we'll know.
Yeah, but 20 is the one that I'm aware of. I know, like I say, it'll be Brentford and Man City involved in that. So you know what? If you want to triple captain Haaland at any point, if you've still got him in your team, a double game week's always a good time to do it. You know, for that type of player. So back to the captaincy shout. So you've gone with Watkins, Dino.
Yeah.
Crypto, who are you going with this weekend?
Salah and Trippier as vice captain.
Scum.
Yeah, you can't really go.
I don't have much choice, really. Do you think Nunez will even start? I'm not sure he will.
I think he will. I've got a good feeling he will. Last week, obviously, he was coming back from international duty, and he didn't start him, but he came on and. Say again.
Know why he didn't start after international duty?
Yeah, jet lag, yeah.
Yeah,
really, of course.
It's really dangerous jet lag.
At least he came on. He came on after 70 minutes rather than being taken off after 70 minutes. But he came on and made a difference. He got the assist for Salah's second goal, for killer goal. And he is a really good shout. And if I didn't have Haaland in my team, I'd probably have a front line of Alvarez, Watkins, and Nunez, to be honest, of 3 of them.
Yeah,
and
I think he was doing well.
Yeah, another one, and in fact, I'll do that in a different video, because I think there are other players that are good shouts as that third striker if you haven't gone with Haaland. Who's your third striker, Dino, without the Haaland? You've got Watkins and Alvarez.
I've just closed it down, but I've got Edouard at Palace.
Yes, he was the one for me.
He's quite cheap actually, and he does $5.5 million. Points, he's a good backup.
5.5 million, and his points before his injury were really good. In fact, he was most consistent points getter in the striking positions until his injury. So really good shout, and that's exactly who I would have gone for as my third shout, because it gives you a lot of budget to do other things as well. Really good shout on that one, guys. I hope if any more questions, and I didn't get to it, but is there any of you guys who haven't used your wild card this week and are still thinking of doing it before the deadline? The deadline's on the ticker across the bottom. I say it's Spurs will kick us off tomorrow. So is there any more of you who are using your wild card, want any tips? Langer's Golden Boot winner, have you used your wild card?
Langer's Golden Boot winner, did you want any tips from Ez? I'm just stoking the fire a little bit more. I'm just trolling.
But yeah, definitely enjoyed doing the show, guys. Let me see if I've missed anything else out before we go.
Can I just mention one thing? Just one of the guys from last week wanted the feedback on their team. Can I bring that up?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, bring them up. Yeah.
Just while Dino is finding that, there was a point you made a few weeks ago, which I've forgotten, about the subs. Something about the order of the substitutions.
Yes. Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, so I didn't even realize that until this season, and it's probably been the case for a while. So, other than your goalkeeper, so if your goalkeeper doesn't play, the reserve goalkeeper automatically replaces them. But from going from your goalkeeper, that order that you've got your subs in is the order they'll be selected. So if somebody did pull out, you've got to have a minimum of 3 defenders. So if a defender pulls out injured, then we automatically get replaced by a defender. You've got a minimum of 3 defenders in your team. But other than that, you can select who you'd want as your first choice of sub, and it's in that order. So from a goalkeeper onwards, whichever order you got them in, and you can switch them around on the bench, they'll be the first sub that's called upon. If that makes any sense. So for players for teams who've got a 3-5-2 formation, for example, you might have a stronger defender as your first sub. So if one of the forwards or one of the midfielders has to pull out through injury, they'll get automatically subbed. As long as that player doesn't come on and play at any part in the game, then you're right. I mean, I got trolled last week by what's his name at Spurs, because they took Udogie off before 60 minutes. He should have got a 6-point haul. That really killed me. I was like, for fuck's sake, man, you gave me 1 point. Sorry, I could have got 6 points out of him.
When he said he got trolled last weekend, I thought you were going to say by Steve Cooper when he bought on.
Well, I did in the goalkeeper front, because I would have been better off having a Nana in goal, mate. I went from a 7-point return for Turner to 1 point. So thanks for that, Coops. Go on, Dino, bring them up if you're ready, mate. I
have to do this quickly because it scrolls.
Okay. But yeah, if there's any guys who want any advice, please.
Yeah, so this was Oliver's, I think, Mediocre FC. So the only thing I could see wrong with this is that 4 defenders. For me, you just carry 3 defenders because they tend to score less. If you look at season on season, it tends to be the forwards that score the most, then the midfielders, then the defence.
Mm-hmm.
Bang on up front, I would just have more midfielders in there, and probably like McAllister don't really score many.
No.
Use your FPL login to have a look at what their recent scores are.
Yeah.
Zinchenko's another one that don't score many either, so that's the only kind of thing I would use.
Yeah, Saliba's one that doesn't score many. He's in fact out of all the.
He's good on the eye, isn't he? He's another one.
Yeah, he's least likely to get you a return other than clean sheets, and they haven't kept many clean sheets this season. Not many teams have, to be honest. So Saliba I wouldn't have in there. I'd probably switch him out for whoever was on his bench. Matoma, I think he had Matoma on his bench. I certainly wouldn't have Matoma on your bench going forward.
Watch
McAllister. Mark's because he's requested it last week and again today. So I'm just going to bring Mark's up.
What are you saying, Crypto?
I was going to say, watch McAllister score a hat-trick against us now.
Against Forest.
After Dino's just jinxed it.
It's always time for Shelby to come back,
Shelby go.
Right, this is Waka 89th. Right, so do you want to go, Ez? Do you want to talk about this one?
Right. Let's have a look. Again, it's kind of what you've just touched on about point scoring defenders. Akanji, I know you've got him in as well, Dino, but
He's coming out though.
He does score the odd goal, but him and Guardiola, apart from clean sheet points, you're not going to get any attacking returns from them, and they're quite pricey as well. There's much better. But Tsimikas, for example, now Robertson's injured for a good couple of months. And looking at Liverpool's fixtures going forward, he's a good shout, but a lot of players are getting in. FPLers are getting in. I'd get him in before his price rises anymore. He's already gone up to 4.5, I think, from 4.4. Ben White, you've got on the bench, so you'd probably just straight switch out. Gahey as well. I do like Crystal Palace's fixtures going forward, so they're two that I'd have in ahead of Gvardiol and Akanji, especially with this game week against Man United. I don't know. I do fancy, obviously, City to beat United, but I don't fancy them to get a clean sheet. And other than clean sheets, there's not really much chance of getting points out of these two. But having a look at your midfield, again, you've mentioned this already, Dino. Rice, good on the eye, and he scored a cracking goal last week, but he's a defensive midfielder, and you're not going to get... I know he's cheap, and that's why he's cheap. Arsenal paid over 100 million for him, but in FPL terms, he was like 4.5 million, wasn't he, at the start of the season? That's why.
Let's put it in perspective, right? Where you score the most points in this game is goals and assists.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So if you look at your defense and go, if these guys got goals and assists in them, and it's a no, then they shouldn't really be playing.
Yeah.
And Rice is another one. He's a brilliant footballer. So is Neto, by the way.
Yeah. Neto's been returning every week, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he's not in a great club, is he? You know, if you look at Neto and Maddison, for example, as two similar positions, Maddison is always going to get more assists and points because he's in a better team.
Yeah.
He's in a more progressive
team. Mark, have you used a wild card yet? And if not, I'd probably use it. I mean, you stuck with Haaland and Watkins, and that's what I've gone for as my front two as well. But if you haven't used your wild card, just let us know, because I would be tempted to use it if I were you, because I think you need quite a lot of changes, and you don't want to be taking hits if you've got a wild card. That's the reason you have the wild card. If you're going to make...
I agree with that. Kanji and Gvardiol as well. That
Cash, I'd be moving them out.
Alternative is a good one in there.
He's got a lot of money invested in his goalkeepers as well. I just don't see the value in having a really expensive goalkeeper. I just don't see it. To be honest, I know you've touched on bringing Edison in, Dino, but you've gone non-Haaland, so you've got a lot of money in the bank, so you can do that.
Yeah, I've got money to do it.
If you've got money in the bank to do it, yes. But if you're going to keep Haaland in and you need to play your wild card, absolutely, mate. I mean, Walker's hit and miss, but he's solid. He's solid. He's certainly had more game time than 2.2 million in the bank. Have you used your wild card yet, Mark? But I would be tempted to.
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't. So I would be tempted to, mate. I've used it this game week, or
there's 5 changes I'd make there probably.
Yeah, the reason game week 10 was so popular is because of massive fixture swings for teams like Liverpool, Arsenal, West Ham, Aston Villa. A lot of teams are having a lot of good fixtures coming up. That's why game week 10 was the most popular wildcarding week, just to get those players in. But I mean, you're missing Salah, mate, and you haven't got there's certain other players that if you're tempted to, that's where you use your wild card. I'd probably utilize it, mate. You've got until 6:30 tomorrow if you do want to use it. Hit me up if you want any advice off screen about what you want to do. But that's why I've gone for mine, because the prices are going to change massively. Salah's gone up to 12.7 million or something now. He's going to eventually be out of range for most players.
He's staying for me for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
On Sunday, would you play Toffolo or Aina on Salah's side? Because Toffolo really should play there, but he's not as good as Aina.
I don't expect us to get a clean sheet, mate. So I don't know what points you're expecting to get back, unless you think one of them's going to get an assist or a goal. So I wouldn't be playing any Forest defenders this weekend against them.
In general. That's just interesting in general. I think
in general, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I would be looking at Aina now. He's back in. If he's fit, he'll be in my team going forward.
Can you remember Aina Ars, or is just I'm so old that I can remember Aina Ars? Forest
No,
player.
let's not go back there, mate. Especially with this
God.
chat.
But then Salah wouldn't get any points if Aina kept him in his back pocket. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's hope so. But if you really want to gamble on that, and plus, that's another 4 points you're going to lose in transfers that are absolutely unnecessary. So if you want to do it, mate, do you know what? If you look at the end of the season and you look at how many points you gave away, because if you don't get returns, unlike Dino's had returns. The only one that I would have questioned with yours, Dino, was one of your bench defenders. But I think you did it because I think it was a Stupinian or someone that you sold.
Yeah.
But that's because their price is going to drop. So I can understand taking the hit on that one because even though you didn't play him, his price is going to drop. It's going to make it difficult for you to move to other players. But unless you're going to play those players and expect to get a return on them.
I think mine was so far out of where I wanted it to be. I decided on doing.
Well,
losing,
and you said you mistakenly played your wildcard really early.
That's it now. I'm now naturally going to just do one a week now. So I had a 3-week hit, I suppose, where I lost points, but still.
But you got them back. And I say 94 points last week with your 8-point hit. That's brilliant, you know?
Yeah.
So that's so I'm happy with how my team's looking at the moment, guys, draft-wise. There might be 1 or 2 changes I'm still contemplating. But like I say, Douglas Luiz is a 1-week punt. He's at home against Luton. He scored almost double-figure points every home game. So
captaining him then, or are you that confident?
No, I'm going to captain Watkins. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to captain Watkins. I have been tempted to captain Haaland as well. But no, I think Watkins will get at least 3 or 4 goals, mate, this weekend, which I don't see Haaland doing the same. So that's the reason why. And probably the reason why I would have done a non-Haaland draft, because it gives you so many more options. Last week, I should have captained Salah. And if I'd captained Salah, I would have been 118 points or something for the week. I ended up captaining Haaland. He's, like I say, he had 18-point return with a captaincy. But if you take him out, you've got so many more options. I think most weeks you'd probably go for a Salah or a Watkins or a Son. But it does give you more options, and you're not rigidly sticking on Haaland every week. But that's one thing I have learned from last week and from the game time this season so far. But I'm not just going to stick on Haaland for the sake of sticking on Haaland. And this game week will be the first time I'm going to influence that. But I did use I used Salah the week before, didn't I? Yeah, I used Salah the week before as captain, but should have gone with him last week.
I said Wood's better than Haaland.
Wood was in the team of the week last week. So
Edward Woodward.
Edward Woodward. Yeah, he was in the team of the week last week. So he did his bit, mate. He did his bit. Yeah. Guys, if it's Salah 12.8 million now, you know, so Mark, you might even have to get rid of Haaland to get him in at this stage, you know. So this is the reason why I pulled the trigger on the wild card now rather than game week 19. I say my bench was weak. Prices kept going up. I locked in the transfer for getting in Trippier and Watkins in straight away. If I'd left it one more day, it would have been a 4-point difference. I would have lost 4 points on it, 0.4 million, sorry, on that. So that's one of the things. If you're going to wildcard, do it as soon as previous games finish. Lock it in straight away, so you lock the prices in. So you still got a chance, Mark, if you want to do it this week. You're contemplating it, Nikki. I mean, if you're contemplating it for this week, you've got less than 24 hours to use it in. So think about it. But like I say, the main thing is the price.
If you need like more than 4 changes or something, what would you?
Yeah, if you're going to be taking more than an 8-point hit, I would be. If you've got a wild card, there's no point to take. What are you saving it for? You know,
you lose it halfway through, don't you? Christmas is it?
So game week 20 is the last game that you can use your first wild card, and then from game week 21, your second wild card kicks in, which is valid till the end of the season. So, otherwise, Nicky, think to yourself, what are you saving it for if you're not going to use it now? Like I say, the price changes are what triggered me to do it. But guys, just a reminder, if you click on the pin chat in the link, you can get your FPL team rated for free. And if you do sign up, mate, and not to put the begging bowl out, but it's a way that you help support the channel. So do sign up, guys. It's a really addictive. I let Dino borrow mine, and I think
I could stay that bowl.
I
ate like a monkey, look.
Bowl, mate. Bloody hell.
Dirty begging bowl. It was my chili con carne.
But yeah, guys, it's a great way to support the channel as well. It's a really good app. I've been addicted to it, and it gives you so many options. I've only touched the service, so I will do a stream once I've got my laptop.
But he's frozen.
I need a new laptop as well, guys. So yeah,
he's only put 50p in the meter.
Yeah, get your super chats in for Ez's laptop.
I'm not monetized yet, so the only way you can support the channel at the moment is by signing up to Fantasy Football Hub. But do try and help me. I need to get to at least 500 subs. I'm nearly there. I think I'm like 10, 15 off. So guys, try and help me get to 500 subs and then a bit more watch time as well. So if you can, just play these videos in the background. You don't have to watch them. Just play them in the background so I can get the watch time up, and then I can start getting monetized and start thinking about giving up the day job, even though I haven't got a day job at the moment. Wish me luck, guys. But thank you, guys. Yeah, I appreciate you, Dino and Crypto, for jumping on. Really good stream. How long have we been going? Almost an hour. I thought it's actually felt a lot longer, to be honest. Maybe because we were in the chat for the previous stream with Rob and Wolverine, which was a great stream, guys. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Please, like I say, help support the channel by signing up to Fantasy Football Hub. Links in the chat. We'll rate your team for free, and then you can get the perks if you sign up to the memberships as well. But yeah, good luck with all your game week, with all your teams this game week. Game week 10 is, like I say, it's a wild card week for most. I mean, you can take a hit for that, but other than that, my point, DJ, was what are you saving it for? You know, so unless you've got a specific week you're looking to save it for, just use it. You know, he gives you a chance. Dino used it a little bit early. Crypto used it without realizing it was a wild card. But you
hang on a second. Let me just tell everyone that Ez has been trying to jeopardize my team ever since week 1.
Oh God!
And it's worked.
Bless you, Nicky. Yeah, he's we're playing Liverpool this weekend. I'm going to sit and watch a game with my brother in his hospital bed. So yeah, wish us all luck.
Strong enough to give you a slap.
I'm hoping they do us a favor, if you get what I mean. But anyway, that links into the previous stream. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for no injuries. I'm not holding out too much hope against Liverpool at Anfield this weekend, but it's why we love football, mate. There's always, as long as there's a chance, there's always a chance, mate. Guys, thank you for joining us. Please like the video if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to my channel and to Dino's channel for FFTV. The High Press is still putting out content. He's ticking along nicely, and obviously make sure that you've got the notifications on. We will hopefully, once we get our setup back, we'll be looking to do our weekend streams again. Soccer Saturday and all that sort of stuff, but just bear with us. There's been a lot going on, obviously, and which you all appreciate, and I really I'm not scamming anyone, guys. We're doing all right. We're all doing all right. I mean, our boy at the top of our league, I think he's like 8,000 in the world, which is absolutely amazing. But anyway, guys, keep going. Hope all your arrows are green going forward, and hope to see you on the next stream. Come on, you Reds.
Come on, you Reds.